Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to my second playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition. I want to let you guys know a couple of things. I actually started recording this playthrough way back, actually last year, in July 2015, the beginning of July. I know that's going to seem like a really long time, I want to let you guys know of a couple of important things before we get to the actual recording. This is me currently. Happy New Year, by the way. I'm planning on uploading this on New Year's Day, so we'll see how that goes. But I have been working for the last couple of months on recording and editing this playthrough. First things first, this was recorded back when I was still having some technical issues and I wasn't really aware of it. A large chunk of this was recorded during the time I was having some troubles. I was still having some issues with audio skips, and like if you've seen a Mass Effect 3 playthrough, that one suffers quite a bit in the middle. It's not as bad as that, but like I'm also recording my commentary on the same video file and audio file as the actual gameplay itself. Now I currently record things separately with Audacity, and then I record the video and the game audio with the Elgato. But before, I was recording everything on the same file, and that was screwing up my commentary a lot in some places. Some videos are better than others. Some of them are pretty choppy. I've had to spend literally months just on the first 30 episodes or so, going through and doing a lot of big time and fine-tuning edits. So you will see some kind of odd skippings every now and then. For the most part, the video file itself is fine. There are just times where, like, I do cut out parts where it's been really, like, the audio's been really messed up. I don't know if I need to explain it, like, really thoroughly or anything, if you guys are interested at all in that. But, there will be times where my voice kind of skitzes out weirdly. And I apologize for that. I've been working really hard lately on my newer videos and newer series on making really good quality videos and commentary and everything, like, you know, audio, sound, everything. So this is going to be kind of a flashback. Again, I started recording it back in the beginning of July in 2015 because at the time I was just playing it, and I'll address some of this when the actual recording itself starts from like the July me, but this is the current me, and I'm just kind of letting you know of some things. So that's a big one. Please forgive any of the things you see. Stick with it if you're interested in it, because if the little like sketches kind of weird you out, I've edited up to episode 24 at this time, and I'm pretty sure I think 27 or 28 is where I actually start recording my audio separately, and I also start recording in 30 frames per second instead of 60, because for some reason the Elgato freaks out now with the 60 frames per second on, like, especially loading screens, where you'll notice I had to do a lot of like piecemeal fixing. The Elgato freaking hated loading screens in Inquisition on 60 frames per second. I haven't noticed any problems on the 30 frames per second videos. So if you can stick with it until about 27, 28, a little after that, around 30, everything should be like crystal clear after that. That's more of my current setup once that gets going. So yeah, I've edited, and I've like got up to episode 14 ready to upload immediately. 14 through 24 are still needing to be encoded, but I played so far ahead because I wanted to be able to have a regular upload schedule. And this was a game I played when I had some free time. There was sometimes weeks to months between times when I actually played the game itself. So I recorded up to 50 episodes with this. I haven't done an exact count, but I'm pretty sure it's up to 50. And I know that's really far. Hope you guys don't mind. I love advice and like tips on playing, and if you want to put them down, totally feel free. I just might not be able to do them. Because I have played so far ahead, but I wanted to be able to make this, because it's one that I just play for fun. So I'm just kind of doing my own thing, kind of opposite of how I did with my original character, Erica, but I'm just wanted to kind of try things out a little differently, do some different decisions and stuff like that. So it's just for funsies, and I'm going to try to keep a pretty regular upload schedule, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It should be regular for a long time, but however, so, which is why, that's why I went so far ahead, so I could edit that far ahead and make sure that they were regular. I have some notes, sorry, I'm going to double check and make sure. Oh, another big thing is that I actually made a mistake. What happens, the first 2 episodes, basically, this is what happens. First 2 episodes, we have a character that we're following, Elen. That's his name, right? His predecessor's name is Talon, and I'll talk about it in the actual recording. I'll be like, oh, I had this character Talon, but I decided to make this character Elen instead, Don't get attached to Elen. We actually end up switching to Talon in the 3rd episode, which will hopefully be uploaded today too. I'll hopefully upload the first 3 today. But what happened actually is I played Elen the first couple of hours, and then, well, actually, originally I played Talon for like the first hour, had him on a separate account, and then I just I started him back when I hadn't quite finished Inquisition yet, and I wanted to actually start over fresh from having just finished Inquisition the first time. Also, let's say this. This was when I finished Inquisition. This is not when I finished Trespasser. The first, 20 or so episodes are before Trespasser. So any spoilers or any, things that they tell that we figure out in Trespasser, I didn't know yet. So the first 20 or so are before Trespasser. After, I think it's around 20, after that, I will actually mention it in the episode that I have finished Trespasser. And so I try to keep spoilers on the down low for a while, but I can't guarantee that will be that way forever. It has been out for a while at this point. At the time, it hadn't. So, but yeah. Anyway, so what happened is I played Talon, put him to the side, started Elen, put him to the side for almost 2 months. Almost 2 months I didn't play, and then for some reason I completely forgot that I didn't completely forget. I just somehow thought I got them mixed up, and I started playing Talon again. And I had actually initially been recording Talon to possibly, from the beginning, to show you guys. I've looked, I thought I found the recordings at one point. I can't find them anymore. It was just the first 2 hours maybe, I think, of playing. But yeah, I ended up going back to Talon, kind of just thinking that somehow Elen was the one I wasn't going to use, and Talon was the one I was, and there's a whole bunch of deja vu things that go on, because it had been a couple of months, but I was still this feels really familiar, I feel like I've done this already with you guys, said these words before, and yeah, it's kind of funny, if you notice it, it's kind of funny, but, yeah, so I ended up playing, 20 hours with Talon, without realizing it. And off and on for a couple of months, and then I finally realized around episode 30, I think. I don't know how I figured it out. I might have started editing then. I don't think I did, but I think I must have done something. And then I actually stopped playing for another 2 months, basically, I think, if I'm looking at the dates right. Because I was shoot, what do I do? Do I catch up Elen? Do I forget all this stuff I've done with Talon and try to catch Elen up instead? And I was you know what? No, I actually like Talon better at this point. The way he looks, and everything. I do make a couple of changes to his face. So hopefully at this point I'm showing you pictures now. This is going to be Elen, and we will see him for 2 episodes, so don't get too terribly attached. And then there's going to be a picture of Talon with the first kind of rendition of Talon that I had, where he's paler and kind of has the mohawk haircut, and then there's going to be, at some point, I'm not sure exactly when, within the first 10 episodes, I think, maybe a little after 10, I actually go to the Black Emporium and give him a tan, because I want his eyes to pop out a little more. He still has the mohawk, and then, I probably don't have to show you guys all of this, because, with Talon, it's okay, here he is, basically. But I'll show you guys, this is the picture, I think, of the final Talon, where he's tan, and he has Elen's hairstyle, I think, or something close to Elen's hairstyle, because I like that. That was the only thing I really want to kind of bring over to Talon. So that's what I did. And I'm quite fond of him. I don't think I could go back to, I've looked at Elen now, and I'm just something about his face is kind of, it's a little bit different, too different now for me, so, and I feel like Talon's is the more mature face of the two, and I like that. But yeah, I mentioned I started this before before Trespasser, but after I finished Inquisition. Yeah, and this is a game that I played in my free time when I had time between all the games I was playing and the work I was doing with archaeology and all this stuff. So it's going to be a little bit sporadic, and there's going to be a couple of changes that go on that aren't huge, but are kind of fun, I thought, that kind of make the game better. I do end up switching from daggers to archery, which I greatly enjoy. So, I do realize this is a fairly old Let's Play at this point. It's about 5 months old. I hope you guys enjoy it. I had a really good time recording it. I realize this has been a long intro, too. If you're still here, I'm amazed. Actually, I tried to keep it short. I made notes for myself. But, yeah. So, I guess basically, it's pretty old. But hopefully will be catching it up soon. I just finished Mass Effect 1. I will continue to play Dragon Age Origins, obviously. That'll be the main focus right now, because that's the one that I've been having going for a while, and I don't want to gyp those people who have stuck with me on that one. Since I finished Mass Effect 1, I will be starting Mass Effect 2 soon, as well. I started playing it a little bit. I need to edit some of it. But I think I'm gonna give this second playthrough of Inquisition, which I will, again, the intro of the actual recording will give you a little bit more information on what it's all about. Just a little bit, not nearly as long as this. But I will be doing this I will be uploading this. I will be continuing on Origins forever. I don't think this game is ever gonna end. And then I will... Oh, no, okay, so Origins, Inquisition, which will hopefully be regular uploads. Mass Effect 2. I actually have another game in the works as well. I can get bored easily, and I like to switch around my games. So the problem is, last time I tried to upload 3 games at the same time, that was really troublesome for me. I had to cut back and cut out some games and stuff that I was playing at the time. My plan right now, though, is to do 4 games, and then I have 2 games that I upload on one day, and then the next day I upload the other 2 games. The 4th game, which I'm going to kind of leave as a surprise right now, I think, is still in the works. So right now it'll probably just be 3 uploads. For right now, it's just going to be Origins and the second playthrough of Inquisition for about a week. And then I'll start uploading Mass Effect 2 after that. But hopefully when I get the 4th game running, you'll have to let me know what you guys think, because I don't want to gyp the Origins people, especially because they've been with me for a very long time, and I don't want you to go from like one episode a day to one every other day. So that's something I'm kind of gonna have to think on and figure out. It would be easier to do 4 games instead of 3, because 3 I'd be like, well, here's 2 one day and here's 1 the next day, or here's all 3 in one day, and that would be really, the 3 in one day is too much. I can't really do that at this point. But I'll mess around. Right now, the plan is to just do Inquisition and Origins, and then when I start up the other 2, we'll see where that goes. We'll have to do like maybe the 2 games every other day or something like that. Origins will be the main focus right now. Inquisition is just a fun one that I'll be uploading when I can, which will be regular for a while at least. Mass Effect 2 will hopefully be a regular one as well, but we're going to definitely stick with Origins because that's the one that's been going for the longest at this point. This has been a really long thing. I apologize. I really do. This shouldn't have been this long, but there were a lot of things to address. Basically, forgive the technical issues that are going to be a problem for about 27 to 30 episodes. At this, there will things I'll be like, I'm having this problem with this problem with that. Those are no longer an issue. Any of the technical problems are no longer an issue that I mentioned. So just hopefully you can forgive those little things. I've watched a bunch of them. I've edited a bunch of them, and hopefully they'll work out. If I need to fix things, I will. But thank you for listening. If you got all the way into this, I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy this walkthrough. I really, really did. It was one of my favorite ones, actually. I'm really enjoying it so far with the second playthrough of Inquisition. So thank you again. I will see you guys in a moment. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back, or welcome second season of Dragon Age Inquisition, where we are gonna start a new game. And we're gonna watch the sky explode for a second. Okay, now I want to explain what this is gonna be. I literally just finished playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition. This playthrough will be spoiler discussion round. I am gonna go through with like a nitpick, trying to see all the little clues that were dropped, especially about Solus, who this is gonna be spoilers. So if you don't want to watch the spoilers, then this is a fair warning to you. But Solus, I just found out, is the Dread Wolf. And he is apparently playing a way bigger role than anybody anticipated. I knew he was important. He had this aura that he always knew more what was going on or whatever. But anyway, he's the biggest mystery for me that's been left over. So I want to go through and kind of pick up like little hints and stuff like that. I also want to play through on a romance that is hopefully more satisfactory than that, because I think if you romance Solus, the ending for Dragon Age Inquisition sucks. Like, because you're like, here you are expecting these answers, expecting at least things to get clear, and then the ending happens, and it's like, what the fetch? That makes no sense. Like, what the? And my brain still isn't working. It's like midnight. This is a bad idea. But I will be playing a male elf this time. And I will be romancing Dorian. So let's get all that out of the way. I started a male elf character for Dorian. I like him, but at the same time I'm kind of like meh. So I'm gonna see. And I already had started him, so I played like an hour into the game. But this is literally me starting from the beginning and being able to pick up like, hey, here's where this is gonna happen, and not just for Solus, but like, hey, here's where this line branches out. Hey, here's where this option could happen. You know, like things where there's options for things. I can't really see Dorian and a mage getting along. I'm gonna probably go with dual wielding archer because I did enjoy the feel of that. Or the dual wielding weapons, sorry. I enjoyed the impact of it while also still having a lot of maneuverability. I will be playing on normal. So we are a male Dalish elf. I was a scout, a hunter, and whatnot. Perfect. Default world state. Not gonna worry about it. But yeah, so we'll see. I have a couple ideas of how I want to create the face. Talon was the one I created before, and I liked the way his face turned out. I also, the markings, the blood, the Vaseline, the blood markings on the face, spoiler, while you do figure out I don't know if you figure it out otherwise or not, but when you romance Solus, he tells you that those markings on your face are actually slave markings that the Halam Sharal lords would brand their slaves with to mark, I worship this god, and they'd put the mark on the slave's face. But I do like the idea that each marking kind of represents a different god. So I have the Jaws of Akan DLC, which I'll probably be doing again, especially because they gave you some pretty sweet armor. So I'll probably be doing that as soon as I can, which I think is level 16. No, that one's a pretty high level. It wants you to be like level like 19 or something, but we'll see. So I have had some practice on the male elf face. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I didn't realize until like I was messing around. He's a lot that like it's not like I can press head 5 and then have these 4 heads to like customize. You get like you pick like this one, and then you get like 5 or 6 that are similar to this one but are different from the other 5 or 6 that show up in here, you know? I think I used this one last time, and I think I might try this one this time. I don't even know. Well, like the ear type you get is different and everything. I want like a strong face, but not like something weird. I don't know. Maybe I could mess with the complexion this time. Okay, so I think we've got his face put together. This is actually a new day. I ended up having to quit the last recording halfway through because it got so late and I was so tired. So this is a new day. Probably won't play too far ahead, but I really like what we've got so far. I do have some munchkins visiting in the back because I'm leaving tomorrow and they wanted to kind of hang out for a bit. So they actually helped me create our character. And we chose a completely different head shape, or no. It was the same kind of head shape, but then within the like the what are they the face shape, we ended up going to this one down here. We made his skin tone a little darker. Complexion is the same. Eye color is shut up, dog. Eye color is white as I could get it. And I went back and forth on the hair a lot. We had a hard time with that, but we ended up sticking with the bald look, or the shaved head look, and he's got the more baritone voice, the tenor voice, I guess. Not baritone. And I like the ears a lot better on this one as well. Kept the eye shape, kept the Falandin. I did darken his eyes, the area around his eyes a little bit. Kept the Falandin tattoo. It's black as well. Yeah, we didn't make too many changes to the structure of the face itself, but I really like the way it turned out. I was having a hard time before with like how pushed forward the front of the head was, and like the cheekbone area. I'm not good at messing around too much with that, so I really like the way this face shape turned out. And we did actually pick a name. We went online and we're looking up like old Elvish Dragon Age names. And from what I could tell, the one that I ended up liking was Elen. And it is a masculine name. And it means, literally translated, it means many secrets. But since Elvish tends to be, I think it describes it as a game, like the language is kind of a game of intents. So it gets kind of muddled by what they were actually trying to mean and stuff like that. But what it means is he who sacrifices for many. Who has many sacrifices for the many type thing. And I thought that worked out really, really well for the job of the Inquisitor, especially since I just finished the Jaws of Hakan DLC on my last character. And yeah, so we decided that Elen out of all of them was the best. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Oh yeah, I do like him. I like him a lot. Yeah? You guys like him? Nice. This one's been rough trying to figure out the male elf. I had one that I kind of liked, but there was just parts of it that I was like, eh. So I'm glad we got this done. Oh, also, I don't know if I'm gonna put it in, but I'll worry about it later. This is gonna be so weird playing as a dude. This is one of the first successful dudes I've ever made. And we know who that is. Now that we've played through, we know that was Divine Justinia. Yeah, I've seen more evidence of the Elvish gods than I have of the human ones. It's so interesting. But now we're gonna this is the tried and true test where we see whether or not he looks good in like really good in like a close-up animation. I did make another one, Talon, who I was kind of okay with, but I was like, yeah, and I made him a long time ago, and I wanted to start over fresh from having just finished Dragon Age Inquisition the first time through. But I like Elen, and I like his name. I like him. I think I'm gonna like him a lot. But this is, I think I said in the Talon one that this was the first successful male in an RPG game. I've never made a male RPG character. I usually, like in Skyrim and stuff like that, I always make females. So this is the first time I've actually made a male, and this is the first true successful male I've made, because Talon kind of has been put to the wayside, but dang, he looks good. I like him a lot. Cassandra. I'm interested to see how this character is gonna play out. Like, every character is different, and I'm interested to see the choices this guy will make.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now.
Because I am so handsome.
The conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead, except for you.
My bad luck. I think remaining silent again is probably the best.
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
His eyebrows are very expressive.
We need him, Cassandra.
I don't think we're in a position to be rough like that. But basically, it's kind of a especially coming like from a Dalish elf who's used to being like kind of persecuted and you know, blamed for all the problems and stuff. Like, my first character was kind of like me, where I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm confused. Most of my options were I'm confused, but or some sort of like what the heck is going on. But I think this guy is going to be a little bit more, hopefully a little bit more in control of himself, like, because, you know, the first character you play through, it's you figuring things out, so it's kind of like all over the place. But I'm gonna, at this point, I think he's more of a, not necessarily defensive, but he's more in control of himself and not as, like, not flighty, but like, I don't know. But hopefully this is like a self-controlled type thing.
So what happens now?
And a little bit defeatist in a way.
How this began?
He's like assuming the worst is gonna happen.
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then,
Go to the Ford camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
I think I mentioned before on the Talon one, but that I'm not gonna upload. But
what did happen?
it's going to be interesting hearing things from a male's point of view, from a male's voice.
Will be easier to show you.
Because, I mean, of the 4 people who voice these things, like, their inflections are going to be slightly different, especially the man. At least for me, I'm going to be able to notice little subtle differences between the male and the female voice, because I played through as the female. And I'll kind of be expecting one thing, but instead it's going to be like, each person in and of themselves is going to have a little bit different inflection. But, oh man, I love this music. Oh, he looks good.
Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
Nice.
An explosion can do that.
This one did.
I like his eyes,
Unless
like they're very
we act,
hooded.
the breach may grow until it swallows.
He is
the
a
world.
rogue, too.
Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
I will probably do as many of these as I can because I like to get as much information as possible, always.
You said maybe the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Yeah, it's a little
Not
different.
intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
No, he's not like woohoo or anything. I mean, he's loyal to his clan, I think, but I don't think he's necessarily like, at this point, I think he's kind of in shock. He's gonna be a little bit like, he's expecting the worst because he's an elf and a bunch of humans, and he's being blamed for this big problem, so he's probably kind of, you know, he's not necessarily altruistic, like, let me just help whenever I can, but he's gonna be like, He might mellow out later, but I think he's gonna be a little bit like, you know, not aggressive, but just like defensive right now.
So, if I do what you want, will I live through it?
We have no
Snape.
way of knowing.
Snape! Am I tall? I think I'm the same height as she is. This is so weird. I wonder which companions are gonna fit with him too.
They have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The conclave was hers.
Oh, it still does that.
It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars.
I do like
She
the bald
brought
look.
their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed.
I do like the rogue armor a lot. I like the florally
There
pattern.
will be a trial.
Or the pattern, I
I can
guess.
promise no more.
I'm not
Come.
sure what you would
It is
call
not
it.
far.
Where are
Oh.
you taking me?
I feel like his head matches his body better too than the other one I did. Maybe I'll take pictures and show you guys.
Your mark
the other
must
one.
be tested on something smaller than the breach.
He does, and like I just remember going when I was with Talon, I kind of ran through and played like an hour in, and like the male, I thought maybe the male elves would walk like kind of like the female elves,
Open
but
the
they
gate.
don't.
We are heading into the valley.
He definitely runs very like when Erica ran, or when she stood, right? When she stood, stood like a dancer. It was very unique, and I really liked it. But he's, you know, he's a dude. Not yet, buddy. We got a couple chances for that to happen. Oh, man. This is so cool to play again.
The pulses are coming faster now.
Buck up, little camper. All right,
The larger
we're
the
gonna go.
breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift
They
behind
say.
you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the
This
temple
is gonna
of
be
sacred
so
ashes.
cool playing
I
as a
suppose
guy.
you'll see soon enough.
Like, it's gonna be very different, like, mindset that I'm gonna have to play with. You can see right there that the, like, breaking's a little bit different. Snap! Ah! Alright, let's get up, let's get up. Let's get up, beautiful. I'm helpless! Helpless! It's the demons!
Stay behind me!
Maybe I'll keep Cassandra as a sword and shield this time too. Yeah, stay behind you where the demons are popping out of the snow like green fluorescent daisies. Oh snap, I love it. I love the rogue look. Come on. Oh, yeah, I hold it down to continuously attack. Okay. And I can do that. Oh, it didn't work. But yeah. Yeah. It's taking a while, but gosh dang it. Okay.
It's over.
Oh, I'm so covered in blood.
Drop your weapon.
You're not,
Now.
though. You need to trust me, or I need this weapon.
A demon attacked me. What was I supposed to do?
You don't need to fight.
Are you saying it won't happen again?
Ba-da!
You're right. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be
Thank you
defenseless.
for being reasonable.
Your life is threatened enough as it is.
Interesting. It's a little different. For sure, for sure. Shade. Oh, hey, I was like, what the heck?
Take these potions.
I know there's
Make a
probably
note what we
more,
will face.
Where are all your soldiers?
At the
More
forward
looting to
camp
do.
or fighting. We are on our own for now.
Ah, looting. Alright. I know, I watched, I think the Cheesy Beard Pirate is his username now. I watched his, part of his walkthrough one of, when he had played through the first time, and then he played through a couple more times, and he just kind of was like walking around and finding all these loot spots that I didn't know existed, so I was like, oh, I gotta keep an eye out for that next time. But I'm loving these double daggers. I like the feel of them, but I think I'm gonna have a little bit better mobility. I might have to play around with archery though, because that does seem pretty cool as well. And I kind of like the idea of being in the back and then being able to like kind of direct from there, but I feel like that's gonna be my mage eventually, as I'm gonna be able to be a little more tactical with the mage. But I am gonna call this part here really quick. Hopefully there hasn't been too much background noise. But no, I'm really liking Elen. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it either, but I like Elen. I like him. I'm looking forward to playing as a rogue, looking forward to playing as a dude, looking forward to romancing Dorian. And I'm looking forward to figuring out a little bit more of the secrets. I did a fairly complete walkthrough on my first playthrough, I think. I got a lot of like the Temple of Solasan and stuff, some of those like secret things, but now I'll be able to do all that and kind of pick up more of the hints being dropped about Solus and about, you know, everybody's like the branching paths that my companions will have. So thank you all for joining us. We will see you in the next one.